Mornings with Jaresha is a radio show and podcast here to equip, empower, and elevate you to the next level by helping you win your mornings and win your day with inspiration and motivation so you can wake, slay, pray, and take action. Today is a fabulous day to be great, have great, and do great. You just have to be willing to unleash your greatness and take action. This show is for everyone from all walks of life who just simply want to feel empowered and motivated to take the next step. Now, let's get it. Let's go. Mornings with Jaresha begins now.
Welcome and welcome back to Mornings with Jaresha. It's another great day, another great opportunity. I don't know if you're excited like I am. I had a conversation with someone yesterday and it was an early morning, but it was later in the evening, and she made a comment about my energy and how energetic I was, and I was thinking, this is my energy all day long. Like when you are excited to wake up in the morning, you are excited to start your day, you are excited for all that the day brings. And you having an opportunity to really be a part of what that means, what that looks like. So I get excited. I hope that you can really feel the energy of excitement coming through as you listen each and every day to the pod. That's just who I am. That's who I am in the morning. That's who I am in the evening. That is who I am all day long. And and I am very much just loving my energy. Not everyone loves that. I don't understand why, but that's another day, another show that we can dive into that. But let's jump right in. I really want you to be able to win your morning, win your day. And so each and every day is an opportunity for us to execute on our goals, our dreams, and walking into our purpose. And I don't get on this show and say that each and every day just for my health. I'm not saying it just to be saying it. I'm saying it because I truly believe that. I believe it. I know it. I practice it. It is very much just intertwined in everything that I'm doing on a day to day basis, whether I am doing a pod, whether I am working with coaching clients. It is just a part of everything that I'm doing. It's all about waking. It's about, our prayer time. It's about slaying and taking the action that you need to take for you so that you can unleash that greatness. So let's dive into the breakfast breakdown. I'm always excited to have the breakfast breakdown because, again, this is an opportunity. An opportunity. You love how I just keep saying everything is an opportunity, because it is. It's an opportunity for me to share three things with you each and every day, but also for you to hear the three things and then really think about your own three things that you can really walk into for your own breakfast breakdown. And so today's breakfast breakdown, what I'm loving is, my goodness, I really have I really kind of gotten to a point where I am accepting the fact that there are a lot of things that I love. There are a lot of things that I love. And so at the moment, I am absolutely loving this this it's called Sugar Baby Glow Wash, and it's by Sugar Baby Skincare. And let me tell you, okay, had an opportunity to try this. It's I love it. I love the way that it makes my skin feel. And it's a brightening facial cleanser. So to me, it's like a game changer for your skincare routine, an absolute game changer. So it's specifically formulated to fade like hyperpigmentation and even out your skin tone. That's going to leave your complexion looking fresh and radiant. And when I tell you, if you could see me right now and see how it really gives you that glow. It gives you that glow. At least I feel like I'm glowing. I feel like I'm glowing. When I look at myself in the mirror, I feel like I have a glow. And so for me, it has become that must have in my morning routine and my night skincare routine because it gives me that extra boost of confidence that I talk about, how we want to be able to really, start our day, win our morning and win our day. And so it's just one of those things that has become a part of my skincare routine. And which brings me to asking the question, do you have a skincare routine? I think so many of us, like, so if you are, one of the people that, is on social media, looking at TikTok, looking at Instagram, I feel like we see so much of, skincare routines and all these different routines and, a routine for this, a routine for that. And I love it. So I don't want to sound like I'm complaining about it or I don't like it because I love it because those are the very things that I do within my own, day-to-day routines. But I just like to know, is that your thing? Do you have a skincare routine? So, or was it one of those things like you didn't realize you needed a skincare routine or, or had a routine? So, and the reason why I asked this is because I was having a conversation with someone and I was thinking back to when I was like a teenager and as a teenager, the skincare routine was like Noxzema, and that was it. It was the jar of it, and it really just, I often think back and I'm like, Noxzema, it was good, but it did not smell good, right? So it did not have the best smell. Since then, of course, they have changed the smell, a little bit. But that was the routine, right? That was what, at least back in when I was a teenager, as you would say back in my day. No, I will not be saying that. So let's scratch that. Um, so back when I was a teenager, that was what we did, and that was a part of the routine. And it was, I can remember doing it in the morning and at night. And it was something that my mom said, this is what you need to use to wash your face with because we did not use soap, like the regular soap to wash your face. And I'm like, is that a thing? Is that a thing? Like, do you remember doing the same thing? So now, of course, the skincare routine I feel like we have completely like upped our game with the skincare routine. There's so much that you can do now. There are oils, I have a little baby refrigerator for some of my skincare products. What? Like, and not to turn this into a show on skincare, because that's not what I'm trying to do. But I'm just saying, like, when you think about all that's at our fingertips now, all these products that that's advertised and put out there, and TikTok is notorious for, making all these things look like you just need to order it right now. So, don't get lost in TikTok and go down that rabbit hole. And then, you have a whole cart full of all kinds of stuff. But, nonetheless, this skincare, this facial cleanser is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So that is what I'm loving. Um, if you don't have it, I definitely would recommend trying it. And I don't have a link or any kind of, to say that, oh, go to the show notes. I don't have that. So it's just one of those things that I love it. So I love it. I wanted to share it with you. But definitely, if you get it, let me know how you like it. I definitely think that you'll definitely love it. So what I'm learning is, I love reading books, and I love not just reading books, but also recommending books for other people to read, especially if it is one that I felt is very powerful, very inspiring. And so just so happened I again, it's social media. Just so happened that I think I was on, it must have been, I hopped on Instagram or I don't think it was Facebook. So I think it was Instagram that I hopped on and happened to see a um, a book that was being promoted and was launched by Jamie Kern Lima. And I have her first book, which, um, it's called Believe It. And when I tell you, I picked that book up and could not put it down. And it was just amazing. Like just to hear, just to, to read her story. I say hear her story because I often will listen to books on Audible. And then if the book is just so juicy and so good, I'm like, okay, we're going to have to purchase this book so I can actually read it. So that happens to be one of those books. And so Believe It was her first book, just reading her story. Very, very inspirational, very motivational, absolutely amazing. So when I seen that she was launching another book, I was like, you know what? I love it. And not to mention, I love her cover. So you have to check it out. The book is called Worthy. And it's really very inspirational because it's all about embracing your worth and breaking free from self-doubt. And so she again shares her personal journey of overcoming like obstacles and how you have to really believe in yourself and how she started believing in herself. And so it's very, very motivating. Her insights will really help you to develop that stronger sense of self worth. And I'm really just learning so much about the power of authenticity and perseverance. So as I am reading through, taking my notes, because that's what I do, and I would encourage you to do the same thing. So again, it's so funny because each one of these breakfast breakdown items, it's there's questions that come along with it. So do you with your books, when you purchase a new book, and maybe you listen to your book on Audible like how I do sometimes, but if you have a hard copy of your book, are you taking that book and like are you the kind of person that is reading your books and your pages are all crisp and no, you don't want to bend the pages, you just want your book to be perfect and in its original state? Or are you like how I am and taking that book and literally, by the time you get through the rest of the book, it looks like, one of your kids have gone through it with highlighters and just marking all in it. And that is how my books look. And it's because I believe that we shouldn't just read through books. We have to be willing to take notes. We have to be willing to really capture those moments and how that particular item that we are reading makes us feel. Like what is it prompting in us? What is the action that needs to be taken? And so I have been doing this for quite some time now because I really feel like it's just like it's a powerful tool, right? It's an extremely powerful tool when you have a book that that you can, really just dive into and then go through it. And I think there's so many books that give us these aha moments, right? And so it's if we think about it in the way that this is what I use when I'm training, and it's we need to think about it as as the word tact, or or you can even just do act. So tact, TACT, or just take the T off and just do ACT. And so that is think. So what is it, what is your thoughts that's behind it? When you come across something, what is the first thought that you have? And write that down. And then the A is how can you apply this to your life? Like how can you apply it to your life? The C is change. What change, needs to happen? What changes is gonna what's the action that's gonna kind of go along with it? And then the T is the transfer. And so with the T is how am I going to transfer this to help someone else? And so if we have that in the back of our mind when we're reading, it just, I mean, literally, it becomes like a natural process. So the next book that you pick up, hopefully you'll think about that acronym, tact or act. whichever one. But when we go through reading, you automatically going to have that thought. So we might as well just do tact, right, instead of act. But I utilize both when I'm training. So what I'm feeling empowered about is this is one of the things that it's not one of the things that I have necessarily like it's it's today empowered, like it's something that's been ongoing for me. And that is, I made a choice to when we had this, when we moved and everything else, I made a choice to actually get an office space that I've had over 2 years now. And I'm really like, it empowers me to a whole nother level. And I say that because of course it's my space that run my business out of. But it's such it's so much deeper and so much bigger for me. So when I'm reflecting, I realize how this space is, it's like a breath of fresh air for me. So it allows me to really feel inspired. It helps me to inspire and empower other people. And I recognize how the power of making sure your space is conducive for growth, like how powerful that is. And so it helps me to really be more productive and be more positive, because we don't realize this, but a lot of times our environment really sets the tone for how we thrive, how we grow. And it's so powerful enough that I'm going to have to do another show on this, because it's very, 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 very powerful. So having my office space, and I'm there every single day. And there are times that my kids are there as well, and I absolutely just love it. It just makes me feel empowered. I feel like it makes them feel empowered. It makes everyone feel empowered, right? And when we're empowered, we are just gonna perform and do our best, and we're gonna just thrive in that environment. So it's very transformative for me, because it allows me to get the things done that I need to do. It allows me to meet with clients. It just provides a, like I said from the very beginning, it's just a very deeper experience for me. And it's like a renewed energy each and every time that I'm in that space. And I absolutely, just loving it. So if you have a office space, and you can truly identify with it, listen, I hear you. I know, you just know, right? You just know. If you don't have that separate office space, and maybe you have a space that's within your house, here's what I would recommend: is make sure that space is a space that you feel good in, that you feel like you can thrive, that it's conducive for growth. Because we sometimes, if we're in a state where we're not feeling motivated, we're really just not feeling it. um it could be as a result of not having a space that is conducive for growth, that really we feel like we can thrive in, a space that it just I almost said, oh, how you just know when you're in a space that you just feel good in. And I mean, and that is not to just say for your office, that's for your living spaces too. Is it conducive for you to feel like you just are at peace and all of that? Because all of that makes a difference when it comes down to the environment that we're in. So that is the breakfast breakdown. And again, I hope that breakfast breakdown helps you to really think about your own three items that you are loving, that you're learning, and that you're feeling empowered about. And we'll kick it into a whole nother gear. I have so many things, so make sure you tune in tomorrow for the next breakfast breakdown as well. But I'm super excited. I'm excited to dive into what I want to share with you today because I think it's so good. It's really, really good. At least I feel like it's good. So I truly hope that you receive it the same way And we've been on this journey of talking about unlocking your maximum potential. And I definitely think it's one that needs to be, we need to continue the conversation. We need to continue down that path and down that journey. And today, I really wanted to approach it from a different point, a point that is, one of those things that I'll put it to you this way. Have you ever had one of those moments? Maybe you're reading a book, watching a video, and it's one of those moments, or it may even be, even bigger or deeper than that, like you're at a conference or at church, and then someone says something, and it literally just like, like slaps you in the face. It slaps you in the face because it's like, wow, that was for me. That was what I needed to hear. This is what I really needed. And so I hope that with, the topics and some of the discussion that, that I'm bringing forth, that it's slapping you in your face. And I say that so, so I was going to say so politely, but I say that because I really feel like we need those moments when things can slap us in the face and say, okay, you need to hear this. This is exactly for you right now at this moment. You need to take it and sit with it, marinate with it, and then do the things that you need to do. So I hope that this is one of those slap you in the face moments, because I am talking about unlocking your maximum potential. And if you think you can or can't, you are right. And so this is so powerful because just for what it is so powerful because of the self belief and really the mental conditioning that we really need to go through when it comes down to unlocking our maximum potential. So, unlocking your maximum potential. Let's just dive in. Each and every time I have three different points that I'm going to give you. Just three. Three is enough for you to really get that information, for you to have something to write down, and for you to really be able to take the action that you need to take as a result of it. And when we think about this whole idea of our beliefs, we don't realize just how much it shapes our reality, and it influences our ability to do, be, and have what we want. So it influences your ability to achieve your goals, influences your ability to do, be, and have what you want in your life. So today, 3 points. First point is the power of believing in you. So self belief. So your beliefs, as I said, shapes your reality. So that means what you tell yourself, you become. And I think that, if you don't write anything else down, if you don't really understand that is what that point that I just mentioned, what you tell yourself, you become. So I always talk about our narrative and what we're telling ourselves, and really our negative narrative, and how it makes such an impact on us each and every day. So the question is, what are you telling yourself? Because as I talked about this journey of me walking and embracing my next chapter of becoming, you have to understand on that chapter for me, it is all about what I am telling myself so that I can become. So I can become that highest version of Jaresha. So, what are you telling yourself? Because again, what you're telling yourself is what you become. We have to cultivate a positive can do mindset because it is crucial for being, doing, and having what we want in life. We have to cultivate a positive mindset. And often that starts with what you're telling yourself. What are you telling yourself? I think back to when I first, was on the journey of launching my business, and how, there's always that self doubt that comes in. And, often there are people that are, you don't have to worry about self because they're right there doubting you as well. And so I was really dealing with a little bit of all of the above. Um, but I can remember at one point how that self doubt came in so deeply to where I felt like I can't do this. Like literally, like it was, I don't, I know I can't do this. And so that really, I could have chose to stay in that space and, really live up to that. Because again, if I'm gonna say I can't do this, and it doesn't matter if, then it was launching a business, it could be anything in your life right now that you're doubting, that you're looking at and you're like, you know what, I can't do this, because maybe you feel like it's out of your reach. Maybe you feel like there's something that's in your life right now that you're dealing with, and you are having to really think about the self-doubt and the negative narrative that keeps playing over and over in your mind. And so that's where I can't, but I knew within me that I couldn't stay in that space, because my whole goal was, I am going to launch this business. There is no other option. And that's exactly what I did. So, but we have those moments of self-doubt. We have those moments when we feel like, oh, I don't know if I can do this, but we can't stay in that space. And that's one of the things that I try to really encourage everyone is, you are going to have those ups and down moments. You're going to have those moments when it comes in and, you're like, oh, I don't think I can do this. But you cannot stay there. You can't stay in that space, because that's exactly what that becomes. What you tell yourself, you become, period. There is nothing else that needs to flow after that. And that's the unfortunate part, because I think we have told ourselves that we can't. We have told ourselves that we can't write that book. We have told ourselves that we can't do all these things. And because of the fact that we think that we can't, that's who we've become. Who have you become? Who have you become today? And again, maybe you need to sit down with yourself and really think through that, process it, and really be absolutely transparent and honest with yourself, because you don't want to stay in that space. And the sad thing is, we often stay in that space, we live in that space, we complain in that space because we know that we're not supposed to be in that space. So the first point is, we have to really recognize the power in there's power in self belief. Absolutely. Power in self belief. It is our own choices, it is our choices that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities. And that is a quote by J.K. Rowling. So at the end of the day, we're going to face, rejections and rejections after rejections. However, know that you have to keep believing in you. Not everyone's going to believe in your vision. That's because your vision is not meant for them to even see it. But you have to keep believing in you and who you are and what you bring to the table. So, no, I mentioned J.K. Rowling. And if you don't know who J.K. Rowling is, she is actually the woman that wrote the Harry Potter books. She actually got rejected. She got rejection after rejection. I mean, numerous rejections. I don't know how many rejections she actually received before Harry Potter was accepted for publication. And so it's just hearing stories like that, that she kept pushing forward, because in her mind, Harry Potter is like, this is my vision, and I'm gonna keep moving forward. I'm going to keep moving forward because there is no other option. And look at her today. So again, it is our choices that show what we truly are far more than our abilities. Make sure you look at and understand that question and statement of what you tell yourself you'll become. So, what are you telling yourself? The second point is overcoming that self doubt. So, I shared a little bit about how, when I was launching my business and then when I was launching the podcast and radio network, and how, each time there was something that had to be launched, there was this, like pattern of the self doubt that would come in. And, there's so many questions, so many doubts that if I chose to sit there, stay there and not overcome it, then, I would have let it become me is what I would have, done. So, self doubt can be crippling, and it's important for us to really identify and challenge those self limiting beliefs so that we can break free and reach those new levels and those new heights. And I think back to when I did launch my the podcast and the radio broadcast network, and where I was, and I could have, I mean, the opportunity to learn and grow before I actually, launched out on my own. If I had a never even said yes to that first opportunity, I, I mean, the network would never be where it is today. And so, and I think back to that so often because I had a moment where I woke up one day and I was like, what am I doing? I can't do this. And it's that question of who told you that? Like, who told you that you couldn't do it? And so that really needs to be the response when we're saying that, when we're having though, that negative narrative. As soon as we have that thought of, what am I doing? Uh, I can't do this. The next question should be, who told me that I couldn't do it? Because I'm doing it. I did it. It's done. And that is exactly how that story went, you know um and not just with my story, but there are so many stories out there. There's so much inspiration for us when we think about all those stories where people either tell people that they can't do something, and then guess what, it's done, simply because we're not allowing ourselves to even stay in that space or listen to that narrative. Certainly, if many of us won't listen to the narrative of other people trying to tell us what we shouldn't be doing, we should not listen to ourselves when we get in those moments and the fear comes in. So we really have to, learn how to overcome. And there is a quote that says, if we worked on the assumption that what is accepted um, as true reality really is true. Okay, let me start that back over because that I don't know what was happening. If we worked on the assumption that what is accepted as true really is true, then there would be little hope for advance. See, that sounded better the second time. And that was quoted by Orville Wright. And, so it's one of those things that you have to overcome. There is no other option. So, and I love that there is no other option. And I would honestly encourage you to start saying that when when you're working on your goals, when you're really working on executing on your goals, your dreams, and walking into your purpose, whatever that thing is. I want to write a book. Okay, that then you are going to write that book. There is no other option, and you have to move according. If you move according to that statement, there is no other option. Or maybe you need to change the wording. There is no other option for me writing my book, but me to do it, but for me to write it, or for me to launch my own business. There is no other. I like that is happening. There is no other option. And so what that does is, if there are things, because there will be things that come in, those doubts, I'm telling you, they're going to come in. Sometimes it just comes out of nowhere. You're just laying in the bed and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I can't do this. Guess what? You can. That's just a moment. Take a moment, have a deep breath, and then refer back to there is no other option. You're going to do it. Or, if you don't have a coach or mentor or someone that you can lean on that can encourage you during those times, because we will talk ourselves out of the most amazing opportunity, the most amazing thing. We will talk ourselves out of our dreams. We will talk ourselves out of executing on our goals. We will talk ourselves out of doing the things that we know we should be doing to be doing, have the things that we want in life and having our desired reality. We will talk ourselves out of everything. So, first point, the power of self belief. Second one is overcoming self doubt. The third one is taking consistent action. Taking consistent action. When I tell you that it is the action, it is doing something, it is so much power because belief drives behavior. Belief drives behavior. So, belief alone isn't enough. Okay. We have to be consistent and have those purposeful actions that's going to be aligned with who we are and really creating that our reality, turning our dreams into reality. And so when I tell you when I tell you that it's through moving, the moving according that I talked about, moving accordingly, that is real. There's so much power in the moving accordingly, but you have to be willing to do it. That is the thing. So first you believe, and then of course that doubt comes in, right? And then you say no, absolutely not. I am going to do whatever that thing is. There is no other option. And guess what? Then you do it. You position yourself. You position yourself. You start doing the things that you need to do. And I'm not saying you need to jump in and do all, like, just have 50 things on your to do list every single day, because that is not what I'm saying. What I'm telling you is if you can take one action step towards your desired reality, if you can take one step in that path, then you are doing it. That is acting accordingly. Now, what acting accordingly is not is sitting around doing nothing and complaining, and really having this attitude of shoulda, woulda, coulda. We don't want to get stuck, or we don't want to be in that attitude space, the shoulda, woulda, coulda space. No, I don't want that for you. And I hope that you don't want that for yourself. So we have to be willing to take the action. I listened to Eric Thomas, and actually, he is one of my coaches. And so when I tell you, just to see and hear him and then hear his story and him share his journey, of how he was homeless, and now him being, one of the number one motivational speakers, in the world. It was through him believing in his potential and taking that relentless action. And what we don't often hear is how the issues, the struggles, the storms, and all of that they have to that people go through on their way to their desired reality. And so it's truly a story of transformation. But guess what? You have your own transformation story. I have my own transformation story. Because again, when you're moving and your thought process is, this is by, like, there is no other option. There is no other option. When you're moving accordingly to there is no other option, then you're always going to show up for you, whether the self doubt comes in or not, whether other people, the naysayers, come in or not, you're always going to consistently move, just like how Eric Thomas did and how he does. So I need you to know that first, you have everything you need right within you because you are created for greatness. The only thing, the only thing that is holding you back is you, the belief that you can't do it. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you. If you think you can or you think you can't, you are absolutely right. It's all in your mind. Because the moment you start believing in you, the moment you start telling yourself that you can, that is when things change. It's almost like a light switch that goes off. It's almost like, a wave of something, like it's almost magical. Like, oh my gosh, I can do it. You know why you can? Because you have done other things. I really wish we would stop and look at our history. And that's why I say we have to be willing to sit down with ourselves because you can see how you have overcome things in the past. Guess what? That is wired within you, which means whatever it is that you think that you can't do, you can do it because you have proven to yourself before. Success is a mindset. It's not about luck. It's not about something or somebody, giving you some kind of handout. It's about you believing in you believing in yourself, and you believing in yourself enough to go out there and get it. So, right now, I need you to make a decision. I need you to make a decision to decide that you're going to overcome anytime you have those self-doubts that come in. I need you to decide that no matter what, you're going to take action, right? You're going to take action. There is no other option because you deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve your desired reality. And in order for that to happen, that requires you to do something. Your potential is limitless. And what I know is it's time for you to unlock it. It is time for you to unlock it. So I hope you're ready. I hope you are ready. I hope you're ready to change up that narrative. I hope you're really ready to step into the I can, right? I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready to understand the power of self-belief. I hope you're ready to overcome the self-doubt, and I hope you're ready to take action. I truly hope that you're ready to execute on your goals, your dreams, and walking into your purpose. I truly hope that you're ready because I know that you can. But you have to believe you can. See, the only thing standing between you and your success is the belief in whether you can or you can't. And you have to choose wisely. Believe that you can. Let's get it. Let's go.
Thank you for listening to the Mornings with Jaresha show. Follow me on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube at Jaresha Moore. Email Jaresha at empoweredonpurpose.com and text 937-938-6373. And have a great day on purpose.